The thing here now is we're going to take one, and I'll hurry this up because it doesn't take too long. And we're going to take, which one had the supernatural die?
The one by the closest to the mug.
Okay.
Sorry.
So we're going to take the supernatural transcendent die, and everyone in this room is going to think really hard to ask the supernatural transcendent die to influence the roll of this dice.
Okay.
I got one die in my hand, and you're going to pick a number, and we're going to see if the transcendent die do it.
2.
Okay.
I almost said 3.
Now
Does it
wait
count?
a second.
'Cause 3 was the first thing I thought of. Maybe
Well,
it heard me
let's
before.
see. According to this, if I don't get the desired outcome, it's not really evidence that it didn't work. It simply means that the transcendent die know better than we do what we should have rolled.
Well, yeah.
And-
or it could have been that it heard what I was thinking.
And
before.
also, I can't test or control what the supernatural die actually do. They're kind of, they have their own agenda.
Let
And
me
they
ask it again.
Okay, yeah, you gotta, sometimes you have to
Please, supernatural die. Give
be
me
really
Give me
contrite.
a 5.
Tell it that you're not worthy.
I humble myself before your jarredness.
Oh, no.
6.
You're-
He won up. He gave me more than I asked for. It's a miracle.
Now, wait a second. You're not being, I'm not
You don't
feeling
think I'm
the love.
sincere?
I think,
Here.
come on. Call it glorious and,
You are the hottest transcendent die ever.
That's what it took. It's female. It's a goddess.
You have to flatter it.
It's
which
a
curiously
goddess.
seems to be what happens
Okay.
with a lot of religions. You
Right.
have to get into sycophantic.
So that's the thing. If you really, really want it, and it really is what's best for you, and you keep asking the transcendent die, you will get the thing that's best. It might not be what you think, and it might take a couple of, attempts, and you might have to ask and ask, but you'll get what you're asking for if it's the right thing for you. If it's not, you won't. And then, really quickly, the rest of these aren't really fallacy models, but it's just quick questions. If you don't believe that there are supernatural transcendent die in this jar, would you change your mind if I told you a story about how wonderful they are?
They're hot, believe me. They just hooked me up.
What if I relayed to you that other people believe that there are supernatural die in this jar? Does that change what's in the jar?
No.
And if I tell you that there's, 100,000 people that believe there are transcendent die in that jar, does it change what's actually in the jar?
Nope.
Okay.
And it doesn't change my
But
perception.
wait, I feel really strongly. I mean, I just know in my heart that there are supernatural transcendent die in that jar. Does it change what's in that jar?
Nope.
Okay.
And it doesn't change what I think about what's in
Does it in any way affect the reality of whether or not that item is actually in there? If I get 100 other people to agree, if I convince you that there's supernatural die in that jar, does it change what's in that jar?
Nope.
Okay. What if I tell you that after you die, you're going to go to a heavenly Las Vegas where you will win at every game and eat great buffets for all eternity? Will you then agree that there are supernatural transcendent dice in this jar?
No, but that is the best heaven I've ever heard of.
Well, it's dice, so I did a Vegas theme. What if I tell you that not believing is going to result in your worst nightmare for eternity after you die? Will that make you believe that there's supernatural transcendent dice in that jar?
Nope.
Would it change the fact that there are or are not supernatural transcendent dice in that jar?
Nope.
What if I point out that you don't know everything? Does that make you believe there's supernatural transcendent dice in that jar?
No.
What if I accuse you of being closed-minded? Does that make you believe there's supernatural transcendent dice in that jar?
Nope.
What if I tell you that only bad people don't believe in the supernatural dice? Are you convinced now?
I'm bad to the bone, and no.
If I could do something that you couldn't explain, and I say it's because the supernatural transcendent die gave me the power to do it, are you going to believe that there's something in that jar?
Nope.
And if I could do something that was really wild and hard to explain or even impossible to explain, and I believed it was because supernatural transcendent die in that jar gave me the power, does that change the fact of what is or is not in that jar?
Absolutely not.
Okay. And I think that's all of it.
Sweet.